The crystal glass hit the marble floor. Crash. Everyone at the party went silent. Sophie Kane turned, her diamond earrings shining under the lights, and her voice cut through the room like a knife. Sophie, shouting, "Grace, are you blind? This glass costs more than your whole life." The young Nanny froze. Her hands shook. Her eyes were full of tears. She whispered, I'm sorry, ma'am. Mia bumped into me. It was an accident." Sophie stepped closer, heels clicking, guests watching, phones half raised. "Sophie, loud on purpose. You are fired. Right now. In front of everyone. Get out of my house." Grace's lips trembled. She looked at little Mia, the 6-year-old girl hiding behind a chair, crying silently. Mia, sobbing, "Mom, please, don't send Grace away, please." Sophie pulled Mia away and shouted, "Enough. I will not keep a useless nanny in my home." The guards moved. The music stopped. Grace picked up her small bag with shaking hands and walked toward the door, tears dropping on the floor. No one helped her. No one spoke for her. But the next day, the same rich woman who threw her out like trash would be standing at Grace's door, on her knees, begging. The night before the party, the Kane mansion was already glowing. Fairy lights, fresh flowers, food, and servants running around. It was Mia's birthday. And for Sophie, it was not just a birthday. It was a show. A show for rich friends. A show for social media. A show to prove her life was perfect. Grace, the nanny, stood in the kitchen, packing snacks into small boxes for the kids. Her hands moved fast, but gentle. She knew Mia's allergies, Mia's fears, Mia's favorite snacks by heart. The cook, Eli, whispered, "Grace, you haven't sat down since morning. Drink some water." Grace smiled weakly. "I'm fine. As long as Mia is happy, I'm happy." You see, Grace was not just a nanny. She was like a second mother to Mia. When Mia woke up from nightmares, she called, "Grace." When she fell and scratched her knee, she cried, "Grace." When her parents fought downstairs, she hid in Grace's arms upstairs. But Sophie never liked that. She didn't like that her daughter hugged the nanny tighter than her. She didn't like that Mia smiled more with Grace than with her. In Sophie's eyes, Grace was just staff. Someone to control. Someone to talk down to. That evening, before the guests arrived, Sophie walked into the kitchen in a beautiful silver dress. Sophie, looking Grace up and down. "Why are you still in that cheap dress? I told you to wear something decent. You look poor." Grace looked down at her simple blue dress. It was clean, neat, but not expensive. "Grace," softly, "I'm sorry, ma'am. This is the best I have." Sophie rolled her eyes. "Of course it is." She laughed and walked away, perfume smell left behind, but her words stayed heavy in the air. Hours later, the party was in full swing. Rich kids ran around. Loud music, laughter, camera flashes. Grace held a tray with juice. She moved carefully through the crowd, eyes always on Mia. Mia tugged her hand. "Grace, stay close, okay? I don't like all these people." Grace bent down and smiled. "I'm right here, princess. I won't leave you." Then it happened. A boy on a hoverboard rushed past, bumped Mia from behind. Mia stumbled into Grace. The tray slipped. The crystal glass flew. Crash. Juice spilled. Glass broke into 100 sharp pieces. Silence. Everyone turned. Cameras turned too. Someone even started recording. Sophie's face turned red with anger. Her friends watched, waiting for drama, enjoying it. Sophie, in a cold voice, "Who did that?" Her friend pointed, I think, the nanny. Sophie's eyes locked on Grace. Grace's heart beat fast. She tried to explain. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. The boy. Sophie cut her off, her voice rising. Do you know how much that glass costs? Of course you don't. You've never seen money in your life. Grace felt shame burn inside. Her fingers shook. She wanted to disappear. Mia clung to Grace's dress, whispering, "It was my fault, Mom." Sophie grabbed Mia by the wrist and pulled her away. Enough, Mia. Don't defend her. She gets paid to be careful. She then turned to the staff, her voice like ice. In fact, you're fired, Grace. Right now. In front of everyone. I don't want to see your face in this house again. Gasps. Whispers. Phones recording. Grace's eyes filled with tears. She tried one last time. Mrs. Kane, please. I need this job. My mother is sick. I'm paying for her medicine. I love Mia like my own child. Please. Sophie folded her arms. This is not my problem. You break, you go. Simple. She looked at the guards. Show her the gate. Mia screamed. No. I want Grace. Don't send her away, Mom. But music started again to hide the scene. The band was told to play louder. Guests turned away, pretending not to see. Grace walked out of the mansion, her world falling apart. Behind her, the party lights glowed. In front of her, the road was dark. She wiped her tears and whispered, God knows the truth. One day, this will come back to her. She had no idea. That one day would be tomorrow. What do you think? Was Sophie right? Or was she cruel? The party ended late. Sophie's feet hurt, but her smile was still on as she said goodbye to guests. You handled that nanny very well, one rich friend said. You have to show them their place. Sophie smiled proudly. Of course. If you are soft with these people, they walk all over you. Mr. Kane, her husband, heard that. He didn't look happy. Daniel Kane, frowning. Sophie, did you really have to fire her in front of everyone? Sophie snapped back. Daniel, please. Don't start. She embarrassed me in my own home. Daniel sighed. She has been with Mia for 3 years. Mia trusts her. You could have talked to her in private. Sophie waved her hand. Relax. I will hire someone better. Maybe someone with a degree, not from some slum. Daniel looked at her, disappointed. Sometimes I feel you care more about your image than your own child. He walked away. His words hit her, but she pushed them down. Upstairs, Mia sat on her bed, hugging Grace's old scarf. She cried quietly. Mia, sniffing. Dad, why did Mom send Grace away? She didn't do anything wrong. Daniel sat beside her, his voice soft. I know, baby. I'm sorry. I will talk to Mom. Mia's eyes were swollen. I can't sleep without Grace's song. My tummy hurts. He rubbed her back. I'm here, okay? Try to sleep. But that night, Mia did not sleep well. She woke up again and again, crying and calling. Grace. Grace, where are you? Down the street, in a tiny room with peeling paint, Grace sat on a thin mattress. Her mother coughed in the next bed. Her phone buzzed with messages. Videos from the party. Comments. Laughing emojis. Did you see how that rich lady fired her nanny? So embarrassing. People like her deserve it, breaking expensive things. Grace turned the phone face down. She couldn't take it anymore. She whispered to her sick mother. Amy, they fired me. Her mother's hand searched for hers in the dark. She squeezed it weakly. My child, her mother whispered. "You did nothing wrong. Some people are blind with money, but God is not blind." Grace's tears fell on her mother's hand. "How will I buy your medicine now?" Her mother gave a small, sad smile. "God gave you this job. He can give you another. Don't lose your kindness because of their cruelty." Grace closed her eyes and prayed. "Please protect Mia. She is just a child." That same night, Mia woke up screaming. She had a nightmare. She was alone in a big mall, people pushing her, lights too bright, noise too loud. She could not find Grace. She jumped up from her bed, breathing fast. Her heart raced. Her chest felt tight. She ran out of her room, her small feet making soft sounds on the cold floor. No one noticed. Downstairs, the maid had gone home. The housekeeper was asleep. Sophie was scrolling her phone, replying to comments about the amazing party. Mia's breath got heavier. Her chest hurt. She grabbed the railing and tried to call, "Mom, Mom." But her voice was too weak. Then everything went black. Her small body slipped. Her head hit the floor with a dull thud. The next sound was Sophie's scream. "Mia! Somebody call the doctor." Sophie's voice shook the house. Servants ran. Daniel came rushing down the stairs in his t-shirt, panic in his eyes. Mia lay on the floor, her face pale, lips slightly blue. Her tiny chest moved in short, sharp breaths. Daniel picked her up. "Call the ambulance." "Now," Sophie cried. "She's not breathing right, Daniel. What's happening to her?" The driver called emergency services. Minutes felt like hours. In the hospital, doctors and nurses surrounded Mia. Machines beeped. Oxygen mask. Needles. Medicine. Sophie stood outside the room, shaking, her makeup ruined by tears. A doctor came out, serious. "Doctor, your daughter had a severe panic attack and asthma attack together. Her body is under stress. Does she have anxiety issues?" Daniel nodded. "She gets very attached to people. Change is hard for her." The doctor asked, "Has something big changed in her life recently? Any person she is close to gone?" Sophie felt something twist inside her chest. Daniel answered, "Her nanny. She was with her all the time. She was fired yesterday." The doctor sighed. "That explains it. Children like her need emotional safety. You removed her safe person suddenly." He looked straight at Sophie, not angry, but firm. "Money cannot replace emotional bonds. If you want your daughter to get better, she needs stability. She needs someone she trusts." The words cut deeper than any insult. Money cannot replace emotional bonds. Sophie's mind flashed back to the party. Her own words. Her loud voice. Her friends laughing. Grace crying. Mia begging, "Don't send Grace away." Now her daughter was lying in a hospital bed, fingers wrapped around Grace's old scarf that she had hidden under her pillow. Sophie stepped into the room. Mia's eyes were half open, weak. Mia whispered through the mask, "Mom, can Grace come? I can't breathe without her." That was it. Something broke inside Sophie. Her pride. Her arrogance. Her fake, perfect image. She realized she had thrown away the one person who truly loved her daughter. For a glass. For her ego. Tears rolled down Sophie's cheeks. She held Mia's hand. "I'll bring her. I promise." Without thinking about her makeup, her dress, her image, Sophie ran out of the hospital. Rain started. It was early morning, sky still gray. The driver looked at her in the parking lot, surprised. "Ma'am, where are we going?" Sophie said only one word. "Grace." They drove through narrow streets, away from the rich area. Sophie had never noticed these streets before. Tiny houses, clothes hanging outside, children playing barefoot. Finally, the car stopped in front of a small blue door. Sophie's heart pounded. Her hand shook as she knocked. No answer. She knocked again, louder this time. The door opened. Grace's mother stood there, coughing lightly, holding a shawl around her shoulders. She stared, shocked. The same rich woman who had humiliated her daughter in front of everyone was now standing at her door, hair messy, eyes swollen, clothes wet from rain. Sophie swallowed her pride. Her voice broke. "Please, is Grace here?" Grace appeared behind her mother, wearing a simple old t-shirt, eyes tired from crying. When she saw Sophie, her body went stiff. Her first instinct was to close the door. Sophie stepped forward, tears falling. "Grace, please. I know I don't deserve it, but I need your help." Grace's jaw tightened. "Mrs. Kane, I think you have already shown me my place." Sophie shook her head, sobbing now. "No, I was wrong. I was very wrong. I was cruel. I was arrogant. I hurt you. I humiliated you. I don't even know how to ask for forgiveness." She took a deep breath and said words she had never said to any staff in her life. "I'm sorry, Grace." Grace's eyes widened. Those words sounded strange coming from such a rich, proud woman. Sophie continued, "Mia had a panic and asthma attack. She keeps calling your name. The doctor said she needs the person she trusts. Please come back. Not for me. For her." Her voice broke completely. "If you want me to sign anything, I will. If you want to shout at me, do it. Just, please don't punish Mia for my sins." And then, in front of Grace's small house, in the middle of the crowded street, Sophie did something that shocked even herself. She bent down. Her knees touched the wet, dirty ground. She begged, "Grace, I am begging you. Please, come back." Neighbors stared from their windows. Kids paused their games. Grace stood frozen. Part of her wanted to turn away. Part of her remembered how it felt to be screamed at, thrown out like trash. But then she saw Sophie's face. This was not the same cold woman from the party. This was a mother breaking. And she thought of Mia. Little Mia, with her shaky hands, her big scared eyes. The child who had nothing to do with her mother's pride. Grace's mother squeezed her hand gently. "You always said you loved that child," she whispered. "Go to the child. Help her. Leave the rest to God." Grace took a deep breath. "Okay," she said softly. "I'll come. But not for you, Mrs. Kane. For Mia." Sophie nodded, still on her knees. "For Mia, and one day, I hope, maybe, a little, for me too." Back at the hospital, Mia's eyes lit up when she saw Grace. Mia tried to sit up. "Grace." Grace rushed to her side, took her hand. "I'm here, Princess. I'm not going anywhere." Mia's breath slowly calmed. Her heart monitor showed a gentle rhythm. The doctor watched, amazed. "That's what she needed," he said quietly. Sophie stood at the door, watching. For the first time, she didn't feel jealous of their bond. She felt grateful. Later, when Mia was stable and resting, Sophie called all the staff to the hospital waiting area. Her driver, her cook, her cleaners, and Grace. Her voice was calm but serious. "Today, I learned something," she said, looking at them with new eyes. "I thought money made me powerful. I thought I could talk to people any way I wanted because I paid them." She looked down for a moment, then up again. "I was wrong. Money can buy glass. It can buy big parties. But it cannot buy love, respect, or loyalty." That you gave to my family, and I threw it away." She turned to Grace, eyes full of tears. "In front of everyone, I insulted you. So in front of everyone, I want to honor you." Her next words made everyone gasp. "Grace, I would like you to come back, not as just a nanny, but as Mia's caregiver and family member. With a higher salary, proper contract, health insurance for you and your mother, and most importantly, with respect." Grace's eyes filled again, but this time not only with pain, but with surprise and slow, soft relief. She answered quietly, "I will come back, but only if you promise to treat every worker in your house with the same respect. Not just me." Sophie nodded, tears falling freely. "I promise. No more shouting. No more humiliation. I will change. You all have seen my worst. I ask you to give me a chance to show my best." Daniel put his arm around Sophie's shoulder, proud. "This is the woman I always hoped you would be," he said. Mia, from her bed, called out sleepily, "Mom, Grace, come here together." They both went and stood by her side. Mia took one of Sophie's hands and one of Grace's hands and put them together over her chest. "Family," she whispered. And for the first time, Sophie felt that word in her heart. Not as a show for guests, not as a picture for social media, but as something real. In the end, the woman who once said, "People like you don't matter," was brought to her knees by the one thing money could not control: a mother's fear of losing her child, and a child's pure love for a poor nanny. Never look down on someone just because they have less money. Sometimes the person you think is below you is the one holding your whole world together. If you were in Grace's place, would you forgive Sophie?